Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for testing and vaccination sites. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council presenting Wellness Wednesday every week on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Agape Counseling and Training Services. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, offering free rides to get your COVID vaccine. Don't miss your shot. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Financial Services, with over 20 years of experience. Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Honest, professional, reliable computer sales and service. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC. In it together, SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Javis Financial Services, Computers Unique, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Thank you so much for joining us on Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. We are streaming live on the TailorMade production page. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow. Not only will you be able to get notifications when to watch Coping with COVID Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and of course, first Monday with comedian George Wallace at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you'll get all of your COVID-related updates. Got so much great information over there. We're also streaming live on YouTube. I want to say hi to all of you YouTubers, and thank you so much for watching, and ask you also to hit the subscribe button. Listen, throughout the show, you'll see several pieces of information scrolling at the bottom of the screen. A lot of resources for vaccinations, testing, financial resources, and so much more. So please check out that information, such vital information. And also don't forget to post and share this out so we can get the message to the masses. It's Alzheimer's Awareness Month, but it's also Alzheimer's Caregiver Month. You may have seen the interview we did earlier with the folks from the Alzheimer's Association, telling us about so much great information, so much great resources. Today, we're going to talk to Jimmy Ellis. He is in the trenches, actually, a caregiver. Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tre, so very much for having me.
Absolutely. So listen, caregivers of any kind are so important. Because like I said, you're in there with the people. And oftentimes, it's people that we love and care for. But so many times we don't. It's unexpected. We're not set up for it. And sometimes we don't even take care of ourselves. Tell me how you started on this journey of caring for your beautiful mom, who also has Alzheimer's.
Yes, it started when she was like 73. Now she's 87, and I thank God that she's still here. Little things started to happen, memory loss and things of that sort, misplacing things and being accusatory. So we took her to the doctor because one time I kept saying, something is not right. I just knew something wasn't right. So we took her to a primary care physician. So I asked her to run a battery of tests to see whether she had a stroke or something. And she said no. She said, I'm going to send you to a neurologist. And she did that. And at that point, we found out it was the onset of dementia. That's how it started the journey. And of course, it progresses. But of course, with medication, which slows it down, and understanding, the situation. So I had to do some research myself because at first, I was like, what's going on? This is not my mom. What is she doing? What's going on? Because I was not knowledgeable of it. But once I started to research and try to get an understanding of it, it's much better. It's a journey. So you have to have patience and understanding, and you have to trust God in all things.
Oh man, yeah, that's so right. So how long have you been caring for? How long has your mom been going through this process from the time you first noticed something was going on till now?
She's 14 years.
Oh wow.
14 years. Yeah.
So before this, was she living alone?
Yes, and she still lives alone.
Okay.
But this is the thing. We live like around each other. So my brother lives one place, I live there. So we all live like on a compound, as I would say, on the Ponderosa.
Right.
So we live like that. So we're right next door. So We have adequate care for her. We have cameras in the home. We have alarms. We check on her every day. I have two older brothers. One lives in New York, so he's planning to come home next month to alleviate some of the stress from us.
Yeah.
He lives in New York, so we're all taking a part in it and trying to, help her and, just to do things for her. She still recognizes us, so
That's
that's a
good.
good thing.
Yeah.
A little thing she say, we laugh and it's an understanding, trying to understand the disease itself. It's a terrible disease. I wish it on no one.
Yeah.
But we were dealt the card, so we have to deal with it.
So let me ask you a couple of things from what you said. One, what were some of the things? I know you said the first thing was you felt like something was different, something was wrong. Tell me some of the things you've seen from then until now.
Oh my goodness, it progresses. So when it first started, misplacing of the purse and you know, calling people and saying, my children did this, my children did that,
Wow.
even calling the cops on Christmas Eve because one of the children stole $18,000 worth of jewelry, which was not the case. It was costume jewelry, but of course that's a part of the sickness. Things of that sort. Right now, I can see her cognitive skills are not the same, so it has progressed. She was much more vibrant and
Yeah.
moving more. Now it's slower. Her mobility is slower. She can
Mhm.
walk and everything, but not like she used to walk. Because not only that, with dementia, she had open heart surgery. She had a lot of major
Oh,
surgery.
wow.
So all of that stuff with anesthesia, it made it just really. I'm thinking it took it to a whole different level. Because she went in one way with having open heart surgery, and then when she came out, you could really see it. It was really moving fast.
Yeah. So, how were you all? And I know you said you had to do your own research, but what are some of the things that you learned throughout the process to help you uh, not only one come to terms with what was going on, because I'm sure that's the first thing. I mean, you're looking at a parent who was probably always, like you said, strong and vibrant and took care of you and your siblings, and now the roles have reversed. So tell me some of the things that you did, one, to kind of get your mind right,
Okay.
and two, to help you deal with her better.
Well, basically talking to people, and then I found out, Trey, that it wasn't just me. I
Right.
think a lot of times people are ashamed
Yes,
to talk
yes.
about it. It's like an omen. Don't say it, And when people would
Well, I
ask,
think that's cultural too. I think that's
yeah,
cultural too.
don't
You
say
know,
anything about it. Don't say anything, and just be quiet.
yeah.
Nobody would ever know. But why not talk about it? She's not the only person. It's millions of people who suffer
And
with
it's nothing wrong with it. It's
right.
something that happens.
Right. It just happens. There's nothing we can do about it. So I had to come to grips with that talking to other people. And they say, I do understand. And, they kind of told me this is what to expect. Don't take anything she says personally.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you gotta be able to handle the situation. It has not always been easy. Um, my father died almost 20 years ago. Next month it'll be 20 years. So she's
Oh, wow.
been without a husband almost 20 years. So, basically when he passed away in 2001, I kind of took the handle of everything and kept going, the mantle and kept going, to try to keep things going for her. And my brothers did as well. So, just talking to people about it. I didn't see any professional people. I listened to other people, then I did my research. And then I came to the terms, yes, accept the situation for what it is,
Yeah.
do what you need to do, read up on stuff for yourself to kind of understand what you're dealing with. But I'm just so grateful that my brother and I were able to come together,
Yeah.
to work together, and especially to be males because she only has sons to do this for our mother. So it makes me feel good because I know I'm doing something good for someone who did something good for me.
For you, yeah, we're talking to Jimmy Ellis. It's Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and it's also Caregivers Appreciation Month. And we are showing our appreciation to Jimmy and his brothers for taking care of their beautiful, now 87-year-old mom who has dementia. So, Jimmy, you mentioned something that I did want to talk about, the fact that you and your brothers kind of got together. You and your brother who live here are pinch hitting for each other. But then your brother in New York has enough sensibility, to say, let me come and give you guys a break. Don't you think that's a big part of it, having a support group?
Yes, a support group is great because you can easily get burned out. And so when my older brother first came home, when she was first going through it, he really couldn't take it. It was just an emotional shock because we kept telling him, we wanted you to see it for yourself. So you come on for a month, and I promise you, I promise you, Mom will show you some things.
So
And
did he not? Because he needed to see for himself. Because and I guess because he was away, he didn't see it. So he probably didn't think it was as bad as you guys said.
exactly, Trey. So when he got here and he saw it, he just broke down. And I said, well, Terry, I understand. I was the same way. I didn't want it to be this way. I was like, what's going on, Mom? Do you understand? And it was just one of those things. Now he understands. So he knows, yeah, I knew you all are going through stuff. So it's my turn to come. You come now and alleviate some of you all from doing all the things that you do because you do a lot. So me and my brother take shifts. Luckily, right now I'm working from home, thank God. But I'm only 10 minutes from my job, so it really doesn't matter. I can go there. But I'm able to get up in the morning time, make sure she's good. My brother gets off at a certain time. So we kind of take shifts. When he's doing something, I'm there. When I'm doing something, he's there. So that's a good support system. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned your brother that's away. That could have gone either way, Jimmy. And I know you know this. He could have seen your mom totally broke down and said, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Because people deal with emotions
Yes.
differently.
Yes. And I told him, I said, you can cry. I said, but reality is this is what we have to go
This
through.
is it.
And I told him, I said, look, we're not the only person that's going through our family going through it. I said, this is what we were dealt. We know God, and God would not put no more on us than we can bear. So we have to go through the trials and tribulations just like anyone else. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at it. You do what you do day by day. And at the end of the day, if God says you must rest, then I know and they know we done what we needed to do.
Yeah, yeah. We're talking to Jimmy Ellis. This is his 87-year-old mom who has dementia. He and his brothers are caring for her, and we are talking to caregivers today on Alzheimer's Awareness Month and Caregivers Appreciation Month. We do have a list of several resources. Jimmy, tell me about some of the resources that you were able to research and find and be able to utilize.
Like I said, a lot of things were online. The Alzheimer's Association, looking up the stages of dementia online. I really didn't call anyone. I did a lot of stuff on the internet,
Mhm.
the research about the stages and what to look for. And that information was very, very helpful because I saw it happening. I saw the stages of it, and I said,
In
okay,
real
this is
time.
in
Yeah.
real time. So I knew, okay, this is what to expect. This is next. So when it started happening, I wasn't like, you know, I knew it was coming. So
Yeah.
research is very important. Even though I didn't get on the phone and actually speak with anyone, I did my research on the back end.
Yeah, there are some tips that the Alzheimer's Association gives for patients and caregivers. I want you to tell me a little bit about this. Let the patient or get the patient, I can't even see, get the patient's attention. What does it say? State your resources clearly. I'm gonna have to take out one of my contacts so I can see. It says state your message clearly. The other one says ask simple, answerable questions. Break down activities into a series of steps,
Mhm.
and when the going gets tough, distract and redirect. What do you think about those?
That is absolutely correct. Prime example today, I took her to the gastroenterologist, and the office was cold, and she, of course, is on blood thinners. So she was extremely cold, even though I had a blanket and a sweater and all of that. It just went from 0 to 100 just that quick.
Mm,
So you have to be able to diffuse
yeah.
that. So I went a whole redirect and I said, Mom, have you heard from your cousin, sister Mary? And it turned the whole thing around. It just
Wow.
changed it just that quick. Because I know once you go back, you can't go back and forth. They don't understand.
Right.
There's no
Right.
need for you to do that. So you have to redirect. That's a good thing. Redirect, get on something else, and it'll amaze you how they just forget and they just start talking to you like normal. Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting because our natural instinct is to kind of follow up because you get, it's kind of like dealing with a child. You get caught up in their emotion.
Exactly.
But like you said, you've got to, you know, kind of calm yourself down and
Yeah.
like you said, and redirect. You've got to
Yeah.
counter what they're doing and not feed into their
Yes.
emotion.
Yes. And that's what it is. I mean, even it was just like one of those things. It's too cold in here. They know it's too cold in here. And and I just like, okay, we talked, did you talk to your cousin Mary lately or such and such? So it was totally different. So we know, my brothers and I know when that starts redirect and then it just totally it's just like our mom is really bad because she's just like talks and nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look at some more of these Alzheimer's for patients. Try the mind diet. I'm not sure what that means. Enroll in a music therapy course. Exercise 3 times a week, especially cardio. Go to a library or read a book, and visit frequently with your friends and family. Those are the things that the Alzheimer's Association says you should do for your family that has Alzheimer's. In your case, your mom. Do you find that using any of those strategies has helped for you guys with your mom?
Well, my mom loves gospel music, so sometimes she'll just go and plug up um, the actual radio and
Yeah.
listen to it. We have a very, very small family. She has 2 granddaughters and a great grandson. So, and the 2 granddaughters are grown, and my nephew Chandler is only 6. So, um, she loves them to come over. And so when my brother and we both decided, that he said he was going to come home, I said that would be great because you can be here with her during the day. You can be talking to her. You can entertain her. It will be, and I think in my mindset, things will change to get a little better. I know her disease will progress,
Yeah.
but at least she'll know someone is there. Because when you're during the day, an older person, it's lonely, and she's been missing my father for 20 years, so so that's a long time.
Yeah.
So with my brother coming home, and I told her, I said, Harry's coming home. And she was like, oh, that's great. He's coming to stay with me for a while. I said, yes, ma'am. So she is excited. He's coming December 13th. So she's excited. I'm excited. We're all excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that'll be a, really a bright spot for her, particularly around the holidays. Now, you mentioned that she's on medication, so you guys chose the medicine route. What is she taking and how has that helped?
She's taking, I think it's Donofrel or something. She was on another medication tray, but we had to take her off of it because it was kind of messing up her white blood count.
Mm,
So we see that the medicine sometimes works. I think the medication basically slows the progression down. Um, and some days she's just fine. But I'm just so happy that she's able to recognize us, to be able to say if something is hurting her, all that kind of stuff. Because I can't see her not being able to talk to us and tell us anything, and that does happen. So in this stage, she's able to recognize us, talk to us, tell us what she wants, fuss at us, and tell us that she's the mom and we're the children and all of that kind of stuff. So that makes me feel good because I still know that she's here.
she's in there. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. We're talking to Jimmy Ellis today. It is Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and it is also Caregivers Appreciation Month. You're watching Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. I am Tre Tailor, and we are, like I said, talking to Jimmy Ellis. So, Jimmy, what advice would you give people who are experiencing the same types of things that you are. I know you said that it helped you to recognize you're not alone. Your other people experience this, and I think, as you said, I think getting over that is really the key.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
other things would you say to people?
Don't be afraid to talk to anyone. You're not in it alone. You have family. You have resources. You know, at first, yeah, it does shake you. It shakes you. It takes you to a whole different level because you're like, what is going on? But once you do your research, you speak with other individuals about the situation, and you research it, and you started doing things, you can understand it better. You don't feel, oh my goodness, what's going to happen next? Um, and also, put things in place, that's going to make that person safer for you.
Yeah,
Um, you know, put things around her or things in her house that you can watch because this person has dementia. You want them to be safe. So you put safeguards around
I
them to
love
make
that.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the safeguards that you would suggest?
The safeguards, like I said, we have cameras. We have an alarm system. We can watch it 24/7. If I'm not watching, my brother's watching, or we're watching at the same time and saying, "Look at what mom's doing," and we can talk to her and say, "Mom, what you doing?" And she would just like, "This is my house. I do what I want to do." Da, 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 da. So things of that sort, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Um, but we know she's safe, so we know if anybody comes there. It's just one of those things. So um, this kind of the safeguards also anybody who has a parent or parents with dementia. Also, make sure those telemarketers, the robocalls, we eliminated that by getting a phone that blocks people who are not
Oh,
in the
that's
system.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
so those type of things, because they prey on
Yeah, you're
individuals,
right.
seniors. So little safeguards to kind of make them safe and at ease. So I suggest them, for them to anybody they can speak with, putting safeguards in their home, and kind of get your family members involved.
Yeah. I love the two suggestions. One was the security system, because since you guys are not in the home, but she's got 24-hour, surveillance.
Right.
The suggestion about the robocalls, you're right. They do prey on seniors, and just not to have those calls over and over and over again. I mean, I get the most spam calls.
Exactly.
And it's just hard now even to differentiate. Sometimes it used to be a time when it would either come up spam, or it would be like an 888 number or some kind of crazy number.
Yeah.
But now it's an 803 number, like they
Yeah.
call from right here in South Carolina. And so you can't even tell anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a great tip. I love that. I love that. Yeah. We're talking to Jimmy Ellis. He has been sharing with us his beautiful journey with his mom, who has dementia. She's 87 years old. And, he and his brothers have worked it out so that they're able to take care of her. So, in addition to your brother coming home for the holidays, are there any other things you guys, going to do with or for your mom this holiday season that
Yeah,
you?
well, usually we're probably going to do this year. Um, Everybody's going to gather at her house. We have a very small family, so it's probably a total altogether 7 or 8. That's it. That's my immediate family. So, and everybody's been vaccinated and all that good stuff. So that's our family. So we'll probably just gather at her house so we don't have to uproot her and get her up, and so she can be comfortable. So that's what we're probably going to do. I'm just happy that, like I said, and I'm grateful. I'm thankful to God that she's still here and that we still can celebrate her even in her condition.
Yeah, I love the scripture. I don't even know if it's a scripture, but it's be thankful in all things. Not
Right.
be thankful because of all things. Of course, you're not thankful that she has Alzheimer's or dementia, but you're thankful in the situation.
Right.
We can rejoice in the storm
That's
because God is still God.
yeah.
And he gave you and your brothers the opportunity and the favor and the blessing to be able to do what you need to do for her.
Yes.
So that's the blessing in the midst of.
That's right. Yes. And
Yeah.
I do agree. That's the blessing. because I look, when I look at other individuals and they lost their mother to this, that, and other. So I'm very grateful. Even in the time, like you said, Trey, the time of storm, I'm still grateful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful story about you and your brothers and how you guys are caring for your mom. Good luck to you. God bless. Happy holidays and just continued blessings as you navigate this very sensitive time in your life. And I also pray that you and your brothers continue to have that glue to stick together, to be on one accord,
Yes.
and to be prepared for whatever happens,
Yes.
because we all are, guaranteed a
Yes.
beginning and an end.
Amen. Yes. I do agree. We do have an expiration date. I do agree. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jimmy Ellis, thank you so much for joining us today on Coping with COVID. Like I said, I appreciate you sharing your story, and a happy holidays to you.
Thank you, Trey, for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, if you want more information about the Alzheimer's Association, if you are a caregiver and you need those resources, this is the Alzheimer's helpline. And also this information that we mentioned to you, the Alzheimer's tips for caregivers and patients. And then even here's some tips for traveling. If you have a loved one and that you're thinking about doing some things for them for the holidays, here's some tips courtesy of the Alzheimer's Association. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you again so much for watching Coping with COVID. This is our holiday edition. We are doing a series of pre-recorded shows so we can get a break and but continue to give you some great information. As usual, though, I'm still going to leave you with a reading from Jesus Calling. And today, Jesus says this as I bring this up. Jesus says, "Let thankfulness rule in your heart. As you thank me for blessings in your life, a marvelous things happens, as if scales fall off your eyes, enabling you to see more and more of my glorious riches. With your eyes open, you can help yourself for whatever you need. Each time you receive one of my golden gifts, let your thankfulness sing out praises to my name. Hallelujahs are the language of heaven, and they can become the language of your heart. A life of praise and thankfulness becomes a life filled with miracles. Instead of trying to be in control, you focus on me and what I am doing. This is the power of praise, centering your entire being in me. This is how I created you to live, for I made you in my own image. Enjoy abundant life by overflowing with praise and thankfulness." Praise him in all things, just like Jimmy and I said. That's your Jesus Calling for today. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you again so much for joining us. I wish you peace, abundant blessings. Take care. God bless. Stay well. Happy Thanksgiving holiday. And don't forget to wear your mask still over your nose and under your chin. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. Brought to you by SCDHEC. Visit scdhec.gov for testing and vaccination sites. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together, SC and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council presenting Wellness Wednesday every week on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Agape Counseling and Training Services. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, visit Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. The Comet Bus System, offering free rides to get your COVID vaccine. Don't miss your shot. Visit catchthecomet.gov. Javis Financial Services, with over 20 years of experience. Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. Honest, professional, reliable computer sales and service. Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID from SCDHEC. In it together, SC, the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Services, the Comet Bus System, Javis Financial Services, Computers Unique, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.